These are highly reactive compounds. They easily undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. आणि याच्या काही महत्त्वाच्या रिएक्शन्स आपण विथ मेकॅनिझम स्टडी करणार आहोत या टॉपिक मध्ये. पण सुरुवातीला आपण बघूया जस्ट इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ aldehyde and ketone. Actually, these are the carbonyl compounds. Why they are called carbonyl compound? Because they having carbonyl group. Both aldehyde as well as ketone, they having C double bond O group, that is carbonyl group, and hence they are called carbonyl compound. Let us see example CS3 C double bond OH. Okay, this is example of aldehyde. The name of compound is acetaldehyde. Now this compound having C double bond O group means it having carbonyl group, and this is example of aldehyde. Consider another example CS3 C double bond O CS3. Here also there is C double bond O group means carbonyl group. Okay, and this is example of ketone. Name of the compound is acetone. Now both aldehyde as well as ketone, they having C double bond O group, they having carbonyl group. But what is the basic difference between aldehyde and ketone? What is the basic difference? In a ketone, that carbonyl carbon is attached from both sides by carbon. Here in the example acetone, that carbonyl carbon is attached from both sides by carbon. Therefore, it is called ketone. While in the case of aldehyde, that carbonyl group should be attached from at least one hydrogen atom. It should be attached to at least one hydrogen atom. Okay, and the functional group of aldehyde is simply CHO, while functional group of ketone is a C double bond O. त्याला आपण simply R C double bond O R असं म्हणतो, मेन्शन करतो. In the case of ketone, okay, yes, functional group of that aldehyde is a CHO, while of the ketone is the R C double bond OR. Now, what is the general formula? CnH2nO. This is the general formula of both aldehyde as well as ketone. We can say aldehyde and ketone, they are functional isomers of each other. एकमेकाचे functional isomers सुद्धा आहे. Okay. Now in the introduction, we are going to discuss just a nomenclature system for aldehyde and ketone. Let us see first about the nomenclature of aldehyde in common system, how they are named. Okay, this is the first member of aldehyde. This is the first member of aldehyde. It having CHO group. Therefore, it is example of aldehyde. Now, how this compound is named in common system? Here, in a common system, name of aldehyde is obtained. In common system, name of aldehyde is obtained from the name of corresponding carboxylic acid. म्हणजे सपोज या CHO च्या ऐवजी इन्स्टेड ऑफ CHO इफ देर इज अ COOH, इथे जर COOH असता तर मग त्या करस्पॉन्डिंग कार्बोक्सिलिक ऍसिडचं नाव काय असेल? दॅट कंपाऊंड इज अ फॉर्मिक ऍसिड. दॅट कंपाऊंड इज अ फॉर्मिक ऍसिड. दिस इज द कॉमन नेम ऑफ करस्पॉन्डिंग कार्बोक्सिलिक ऍसिड. मग आपण अल्डिहाइडचं नाव कसं देतोय? तर लास्ट IC ऍसिड, यामध्ये आपण काय करतोय? जस्ट लास्ट IC ऍसिड इज रिप्लेस्ड बाय वर्ड अल्डिहाइड. म्हणजे कॉमन नेम जे आहे कार्बोक्सिलिक ऍसिडचं, त्यामधला शेवटचा IC ऍसिड दॅट विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय वर्ड अल्डिहाइड. देअरफॉर द नेम इज फॉर्मॅल्डिहाइड. ओके, लेट अस सी अनदर एक्झाम्पल. हियर CH3CHO. Okay, this is again example of aldehyde. Suppose instead of CHO there is a COOH group. Then what should be the name of corresponding carboxylic acid? Yes, it is acetic acid. Now we are changing last IC acid by the word aldehyde. Hence name is acetaldehyde. Okay, this is a simple system, common system for the nomenclature of aldehyde. Let us see next. Here it having 3 carbon atoms. Suppose instead of CHO there is a COOH group. Then what should be the name of corresponding carboxylic acid? Propionic acid. And here last IC acid should be replaced by word aldehyde, and hence name of that compound is a propionaldehyde. Okay, this is the propionaldehyde. Okay, let us see one more example. Again having 4 carbon atoms in the chain. The name of corresponding carboxylic acid is N-butyric acid. This is N-butyric acid. Okay, here also last IC acid is replaced by aldehyde, hence N-butyraldehyde. This is the common name, N-butyraldehyde. Okay, next one. Again, there are 4 carbon atoms, but the name of corresponding carboxylic acid is isobutyric acid. It is isobutyric acid. And here also, therefore, name is isobutyraldehyde. Okay, this is just about the common system for the nomenclature of aldehyde. We are just replacing last IC acid from the corresponding carboxylic acid by the word aldehyde, and this is the common system. Now let us see one more interesting example. C6H5CHO. Here C6H5 means there is a phenyl ring, there is a benzene ring, and suppose CHO group is attached to benzene ring, then that compound is commonly named as a benzaldehyde. The name of this compound is a benzaldehyde. Okay, this is the common system for the nomenclature of aldehyde. Now let us see IUPAC system. Select a longest continuous carbon chain having CHO group and consider it as a parent alkane. Then last E from the parent alkane should be replaced by Al. In the first example, suppose there is only one carbon atom in the chain. Then parent alkane is a methane. Parent alkane is a methane, and we are replacing last E by Al. यामधला last E आपण replace करतोय Al ना, and therefore name is a methanol. Methanol is the IUPAC name of that first member. Okay, now let us see one more example. This is a longest continuous carbon chain. How many carbons are there? Yes, it having 2 carbon atom. Means parent alkane is a ethane. Parent alkane is a ethane. Now we are replacing last E by Al, and therefore it is ethanol. Last E is replaced by Al, therefore it becomes ethanol. Okay, this is simple system actually. Then next example, it having 3 carbon atoms in the chain. This is longest carbon chain. How many carbons are there? Yes, it having 3 carbon atom. Means parent alkane is a propane, and we are replacing last E by Al, therefore it becomes propanol. Now consider next example. Here there are total 4 carbon atoms in the chain. Therefore it is butanol. It is butanol. Now consider next example. Now here there is a branching. Therefore we are first selecting, what is the first rule? We are selecting longest continuous carbon chain. Okay, this is the longest continuous carbon chain. How many carbons are there? It having 3 carbon atom. It having 3 carbon atom in the chain. Therefore, parent alkane is a propane. Now we are replacing last E by Al. Therefore, it becomes propanol. It becomes propanol. But in this case, there is one branching. There is a methyl group, and hence we should indicate the methyl group with its position, and hence number the carbon atoms in the chain. Here always the carbon atom of aldehyde is numbered as a 1. Okay, this is number 1, then this is number 2, 3, etc. And thus methyl group is present on the carbon atom number 2. Here to indicate the position of methyl group. Okay, this is just about the IUPAC system. Consider one more example. Okay, here also how many carbons are there in the chain? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 carbons in the chain. There are total 5 carbon atoms in the chain. Therefore it is pentanol. Okay, pentanol. We have studied how that aldehydes are named in common system. In common system, name is obtained from the name of corresponding carboxylic acid. Just we are replacing last IC acid by the word aldehyde. आणि IUPAC सिस्टीम मध्ये आपण काय करतोय? We are considering parent alkane. आणि parent alkane मधलं last E we are replacing by word Al, like methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, etc. And if there is any branching, we are mentioning that branch with its proper position. Okay, this is about the nomenclature of aldehyde in common and IUPAC system. Now let us see nomenclature of ketone. Yes, ketone is also one of the important functional group. Now let us see how it is named in common system. First member, this is the first member of ketone. Okay, this is our carbonyl group. C double bond O group is the carbonyl group. Okay, now what type of alkyl or aryl group is attached to the carbonyl carbon? म्हणजे कार्बोनिल कार्बनला कोणता अल्किल किंवा अरिल ग्रुप अटॅच आहे? We are just mentioning the name of that alkyl or aryl group followed by word ketone. For example, in the first member, okay, this is our carbonyl group. Which alkyl groups are attached? One is a methyl, second is also methyl. Instead of writing two times, we are just indicating dimethyl ketone. Dimethyl ketone. This is the common name of this particular first member, and that compound is also called as the acetone. And dimethyl ketone is its a common name. Okay, let us see one more example. CS3, C double bond O, CS2, CS3. Which alkyl groups are attached to the carbonyl carbon? Here first alkyl group is the methyl CS3. Second alkyl group is the CS2 CS3 means ethyl. Just we are writing the name of that alkyl group followed by word ketone. मग यामध्ये दोन alkyl group आहेत. One is a methyl and second is the ethyl. मग यामध्ये अगोदर कोणता लिहायचा? तर अल्फाबेटिकली इथिल मधला ई आणि मिथिल मधला एम यामध्ये अल्फाबेटिकली कोण अगोदर आहे? तर इथिल मधला ई अल्फाबेटिकली अगोदर आहे. Hence we are writing first ethyl, then word methyl and then ketone. म्हणजे ethyl methyl ketone. This is the name of that particular compound. Let us see next example. Again here, which groups are attached to that carbonyl carbon? This is the first group, CS2 CS3 ethyl group. Then second CS2 CS3 again ethyl group. Means here two ethyl groups are attached to the carbonyl carbon. Therefore, we are writing directly diethyl ketone. Then next one here, this is the first group, and this is nothing but the isopropyl group, and this one is the ethyl group. Alphabetically, which is prior. मग alphabetically E आणि प्रोपिल मधला P यामध्ये अगोदर कोण आहे? E, and hence we are writing ethyl isopropyl ketone. This is the name, common name of this particular compound. Let us see one more example. Here C6H5, C double bond O, C6H5. In this case, two phenyl groups are attached to the carbonyl carbon. Therefore, we are writing diphenyl and followed by word ketone. The name of the compound is a diphenyl ketone. Consider another example. Here, that carbonyl group is attached to the one group is the C6H5, second group is the CS3. Means one group is the phenyl, second group is the methyl. Alphabetically methyl आणि phenyl यामध्ये कोणता अगोदर आहे? M. Therefore, we are writing methyl phenyl ketone. This is methyl phenyl ketone. Okay, and this compound is also called as the acetophenone. Okay, this is just about the common system for the nomenclature of ketone. Now let us see second standard system for the nomenclature, IUPAC system. Now here in the IUPAC system, let us see first member. Rules are again same. Select a longest continuous carbon chain. Consider it as a parent alkane, and last E from the parent alkane is replaced by O and E. Then it becomes name of the ketone. This is the IUPAC system. Let us see first member. Okay, this is a longest continuous carbon chain having carbonyl group. How many carbons are there? It having 3 carbon atom. Means parent alkane is a propane. Now we are replacing last E from the parent alkane by ONE. प्रोपेन मधला लास्ट ई आपण रिप्लेस करतोय ONE या शब्दानं. Then it becomes propanone. Propanone. This is the IUPAC name of first member. This compound is also called as the acetone. Commonly it is called acetone. किंवा त्याचा आपण कॉमन नेम आणखी एक यूज करतोय, डायमिथिल कीटोन. दिस इज द कॉमन नेम. बट व्हॉट इज द IUPAC नेम? प्रोपॅनोन इज द IUPAC नेम. Okay, this is the first member, basic member. Then let us see second example. Here also we should first select the continuous carbon chain. Okay, this is the carbon chain. Now how many carbons are there? It having 4 carbon atom, means parent alkane is a butane, and we are replacing last E by ONE, therefore it becomes butanone. Let us see again next example. CS3, CH2, C double bond O, and CH2, CS3. Okay, now how many carbons are there? यामध्ये किती carbons आहेत? There are total 5 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 carbon atoms. Therefore, parent alkane is a pentane. Now here also last E is replaced by ONE. But in this case, there is a need to indicate the position of carbonyl carbon. मग पोझिशन दाखवण्यासाठी आपण काय करतोय? नंबर द कार्बन atoms in the chain from that end which is nearer to the carbonyl group. Here carbonyl group is present on both sides on the same distance. We can number from left or right side. Suppose this is number 1, then 2, then this one is the 3, then next one is the 4, and last one is the 5. Okay, this carbonyl carbon numbered as a 3, and therefore we are writing 3-pentanone. 3 indicate the position of carbonyl group. Let us see next example. Here, what is the first rule? Again same, select a longest continuous carbon chain having carbonyl group. Okay, this is the longest continuous carbon chain having carbonyl group. How many carbons are there? Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 carbons are there. Means parent alkane is a pentane. Now last E from the pentane we are replacing by ONE. Therefore it is pentanone. But this molecule having one branching. There is one substituent. There is one branching. Okay, and this is nothing but the methyl group. We are also indicating that methyl group. Therefore, there is a methyl pentanone. Here, there should be need to indicate the position of. We should number the carbon atoms in the chain. Chain मध्ये असणाऱ्या कार्बन atoms ला नंबर द्यावा लागेल. मग कोणत्या बाजूने देणार? From that end which is nearer to the carbonyl group. But in this case, carbonyl group is present at the central position. It is present at the center. दोन्ही बाजूचा सेम डिस्टन्स वरती आहे. मग या ठिकाणी कसं नंबर देणार? We should number the carbon atoms in the chain from that end which is nearer to the branching, and therefore we should number the carbon atoms in the chain from left side. Hence here I will number this carbon as a 1, then 2, then 3, here 4, and lastly 5. Okay, and here now we can indicate the position of methyl group. We can indicate the position of carbonyl group also. Now here, this is the name of compound, 2-methyl 3-pentanone. Here 3 indicate the position of carbonyl group and 2 indicate the position of branching, that is methyl group. 2-methyl 3-pentanone is the IUPAC name of this particular compound. Okay, this is just about the nomenclature system for that aldehyde as well as ketone, and they having a wide application in synthetic organic chemistry. In the introduction, we have studied what do you mean by aldehyde and ketone. Actually, both are carbonyl compound. We have just studied nomenclature system for the aldehyde as well as ketone.